We are back. Welcome back to the X-Ray podcast. I'm your host Julio with my co-host Robert Barbosa. Robert, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing blessed, brother. Man, I tell
Amazing.
you what, guys, I went and got me some little merch from my boy Nick Tran, District 8. Y'all make sure be on the lookout for the little interview, a little powwow we had at the
Yeah.
event last night. And for you guys that are in True Social and X, we were out in a political event where we thought it was going to be a debate between certain people that were running for the District 8 of Texas, and we're going to try, but it wasn't a debate. It was more of an introduction for the people. But yeah, guys, be on the lookout. I think Julio said possibly tomorrow might drop, and
I have it ready today. We can drop it off today. Just stay fast. We're gonna show it in a minute. I have to just upload it. It's ready to go. I got all the videos that I was working on, but the system was slow today. But I will get them out as soon as I can. But the video with Nick Trent is already completed. We're gonna see it in a minute. So before we get started, let's move on to this right here, Robert. Can you read this for me?
yes, sir. It says, I have said these things to you that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world. John 16:33. The very words from our Lord Jesus Christ.
So we have a plethora of information today from why are the Democrats are switching parties from Democrat to Republican, and why is the reason behind it? Because we found out this information about last week. It got into our ears, and Robert and I we've been talking about it over the weekend and last week. Why are many Democrats are switching and digging more into it? We find out that over 10 Democrats in various states, four alone in North Carolina, has switched from Democrat to Republican. And we're kind of seeing the pattern of this is might be orchestrated by the Democrats to infiltrate the Republican Party and not switching seats but flipping votes by deceiving the people. So anyway, we're gonna get deeper into that. We have a few videos. We have Jeffrey Mead video breaking down why are the Democrats are fighting so hard to keep legal immigrants and no voter ID in different states. I believe it's like 14, 17 states that does not require ID card to vote, which is ridiculous. You need an ID card for everything. You buying alcohol, ID card. You buying a plane ticket, ID card. You need ID card for everything. So why not vote? That's a simple thing to do. And it's free too. You voted for free. Anyway, and besides that, we have local news. If you haven't seen already, for the people of Houston, we have a walkout from the school district in Houston. A student walking out of the classroom in protest for ICE and immigration intervention in different states, which is ridiculous seeing that in Texas. But downtown Houston is a Democratic bastion. It's a bastion for the Democrat Party. It's a blue city, not a blue state. I digress. Robert, have you seen those news today about kids in the Houston
Yeah,
ISD area walking out of school just because
yes.
they? I mean, I would like to know who idea was that of hey let's stop school and just walk out like
Well, that is a very good question because I haven't looked into actually
Mhm.
who is orchestrating this through what channels, because we cover a lot of multiple social medias like, X, TikTok, Instagram, but um again, there's multiple social media outlets out there, so I'm guessing that's where they're getting their sources. But last night, as I was driving home, Julio, I got a text message from my school district letting me know. In fact, it was an automatic voice mail that called first and then text and then emailed saying that basically letting the parents know that there was going to be a protest today, which at yesterday would have been tomorrow. They said there would be a protest tomorrow. That if you decide to take your kid out of school, then that is no excuse. That it will be, you know, it's not an excusable thing. And any students that walk out of school will be, held as truant and could be, could be looked at getting a citation from a police officer, basically. And so
Wow.
I like that the school
Big
did that, because it kept a lot of. I asked my daughter today, and she said that there wasn't really an outcry there. It kind of like, again, because you find the parents, the kids act right. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I think that it is it is so idiotic why they're
Mm,
protesting. I mean, what are they protesting for? And
I don't know.
again, we're talking about voter ID and all this stuff, like what you just started with in the beginning of your speech, was that, and we'll show later, I don't want to spoil alert, but you know what do you guys think? I mean, so far there's been polls from certain people, and I guess I would like to hear your guys's. What do y'all think? Let us know in the comments. We'll get as fast as we can. Do you want voter ID or do you not? I mean, everybody in the left claims that there we need to save our democracy. It's the most important thing in the world. Okay, well, why wouldn't you want to protect it by having voter ID, right? It's,
Exactly.
mm-mm.
And you know what is the funniest part is that they they want they want and they desire all the time to have common sense gun laws here in America,
Yep.
but they don't want ID card for vote.
Make that make sense.
Make it make
Make that
sense.
make sense. Because think of it, right? I mean, if
Stupid.
it's
It is.
it
It is
is
stupid.
dumb, and the thing is, the Democrats had to swallow a pill because that poll, CNN had to say the facts, and
Mhm.
it's very alarming.
Yeah, it's alarming, and we are moving towards we're getting closer to the midterms. It's gonna get heated every single day. We're gonna see the propaganda from the right to the left, from the left to the right, from the middle to both sides. We're gonna see the propaganda in full display. So don't be deceived. Think logically, think critically, and just have common sense. And I guarantee you will not be deceived. But anyway, let's play the first video of the evening, which is it is 5 minutes long. We have Jeffrey Mead. Everybody knows who Jeffrey Mead is. Video right here. So I'm gonna bring it up, and he's gonna break down why our Democrats are fighting so hard to keep illegal immigrants in those states and not getting no more deportations. Because they hate deportation because this is a very simple, but at the same time very critical that we must keep hard on these immigration laws. Because we need to save this country. Let's play Jeffrey
This is the 2030 apportionment forecast, which will be based off the 2030 census. So this is predicting if states will increase in electoral votes, decrease in electoral votes, or stay the same. If you pay attention, every single state that's decreasing in electoral votes is blue. Essentially, every state that's green is either red or trending red. You can argue or debate about Georgia, but my overall point still stands. This is terrifying for Democrats, and I'll explain why. This is also likely why Joe Biden let in millions upon millions of illegal immigrants and why we've seen Democrats fighting us so hard to enforce our immigration laws and deport these illegal immigrants. So three things are converging at once right now. The first one is people are moving from blue states to red states. The only reason California has been seeing consistent population gains is due to international migration to California. Americans are moving out of California to red states. And again, why is this important? Because of apportionment. So let's take this a step back and let's just talk about off the jump when it comes to presidential elections. Electoral votes. Republicans start at an advantage when it comes to electoral votes, meaning there are more solid red states than there are solid blue states. So depending on how you look at it, Republicans start with around a 240 electoral vote baseline before the election even really begins. That's baked in. Democrats start with around a 200 to 210 electoral vote baseline. Republicans already have the advantage there, and that's essentially just off the rip. So let's think about this. I'm going to go back a little bit. First thing, Republicans already have a baked in advantage when it comes to the Electoral College. They already start closer to 270 than Democrats do. Again, this is based off of solid red states versus solid blue states. Now, here's the second thing. Individuals are moving out of blue states and moving to red states, which then in 2030, from then on, for the next 10 years, it will increase red states' electoral vote baseline. So once 2030 starts, the advantage for Republicans will even be larger. Now let's add the third thing, which is voter registration. Democrats are losing a ton of voters. Independents are gaining a ton of voters at Democrats' expense, and Republicans are gaining in voter registration. So now let's add those three things. Democrats have a lower baseline when it comes to electoral votes. The census shifts are going to lower their baseline even further when it gets to 2030. And they're having registration issues. They're losing voters. What is one way to offset this? Immigration. Remember, the census counts bodies, not citizens. So when Trump is deporting immigrants, this is harming Democrats because, again, they want to have a bunch of illegal immigrants in this country because it helps them protect the structure. They don't want to lose electoral votes. Well, if people are moving out of their states, what's the way they can increase their population? Import people. They don't want their baseline when it comes to electoral votes lowered. Again, import people. This is essentially one of the most effective ways they can fight back to stop the underlying structure from changing that would disadvantage them even further. This is why they're fighting us enforcing our immigration laws so aggressively, because it is existential for them in many ways. And this is why you see panic, moral absolutism, apocalyptic language like the world's coming to an end. It's also why you see total refusal to compromise. They hide all of this behind morality and compassion. But in reality, they're just trying to preserve their power. And having a bunch of illegal immigrants in this country is a way they can do that. It allows them to still somewhat be competitive. Because when you stack all these things up, it's kind of brutal. Think about it. Republicans already have an advantage when it comes to electoral votes. Democrats are losing citizens to red states, which is going to increase Republicans' advantage even further when it comes to electoral votes, apportionment, Congress, etc. On top of that, there are more people registering Republican than Democrat, so they're losing the voter registration battle at the moment. But one of the ways to offset this is to have a bunch of immigrants in their states. So again, Democrats are not just being compassionate out of the goodness of their heart for all these illegal immigrants. They're using emotion to manipulate people into helping them preserve a structure that keeps them somewhat in power. Or they want to stop the structure from eroding their power. Either way, again, it's not about compassion. It's not about being kind out of the goodness of their heart. It's about federal power. And I just sent out an article about this to my Substack subscribers probably like an hour ago, explaining this in more detail. So in the future, if you want emails like this into your inbox that really help inform and kind of give you a perspective on things that are happening, the link is in my profile. Go to my profile, click that link, drop your email in, hit subscribe, and you'll be good to go. If you do really want to see the article that I wrote, you can go.
So there you have it. What do you think, Robert, about what Jeffrey Mead said? Because we've been saying that all along. All these accidents that's happening in in California, which exploded in 2020. I mean, they ran out of U-Hauls in California,
Yep.
2020. Everybody moved to either Florida, Texas, or Tennessee. It was crazy. It was chaotic. Same in New York. A lot of people fled to the lower states. What is going on? What do you think it will happen in 2026 if Donald Trump keep eroding the voting block for the Democrat Party?
Well, as the title suggests, this is a very, very, very well put show, to say the least, because Julio, yeah, it's what they're doing. They're panicking, And the well-established Democrats that have the hold, the ones that are like in established Democratic uh, positions right now, they're the ones that are still fighting and aligning themselves with the radical left. But the ones that are upcoming, they're playing a different game, in my opinion. And what he laid out is exactly factual things that is a representation of what's going on because we've seen it. That's why we know we want voter ID and they don't. That's why we want illegals out and they don't. Because the reality is, and I seen a news article that's saying that Donald Trump in the 250 years has declined the US population because of the illegals. So again, that's all by the census, and that's how we get how many how many congressmen to represent each district. That's how we come up with the districts. And again, arguing how you distribute those districts, gerrymandering or whatever you want to look at it. But yes, the Democrats right now, as looking at hindsight by just not just being biased here, just hindsight looking back and looking where apples to apples and where everything sit and how it's currently going, they don't look good. They do not look good at all, to say the least. And they would have to cheat because now it's clear they cheat. They've been cheating. They've been gerrymandering. They've been doing all sorts of things, getting more representation in the House by funneling illegals to those cities. This makes perfect sense why here in Texas we're red, we're solid red, but all our major cities are blue. And you
Right.
think like, how is that? How is that? They've been trying to tell you that, well, them hillbillies out in the country and over there at Cut and Shoot, Texas, they don't know any better, and they don't know, that's why, and that's not true. That is not true at all. In fact, Donald Trump proved that in 2016 by getting all these people that you thought they weren't smart enough come out of the woodworks and vote, right? So guess what?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now what this guy laid out, what's really going on right now is that uh we are now finding we found out their game that
Playbook.
they're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, their playbook. Exactly. Thank you, Julio. Their playbook. And now that we know, then it comes to this. What do they do next? And what can we do to avoid it? Number one, we're talking about it. Talk about it, guys. I know this sounds boring. The primaries sound boring, but
Hmm.
we have to talk about it. And then two, we have to pay attention to who is Julio, who is Robert, who is Valentina Gomez, who is Nick Tran, who is I'm just saying pay attention to who is who, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Okay, this person, find out what they're about, see what they did, what they do. And when you realize, like, Elon Omar, well, I don't know anything about her. We don't know where she came from. We don't know who her dad is. We don't know who her mom is. That's a red flag. You know what I mean? Why would you elect someone that you don't even know, yet they want you to file your taxes, tell them everything that you don't, you know like, I just zelled somebody $250. The Biden administration wanted to tax me on that, or tax the guy that received the 250 bucks. Let's say I just bought somebody lunch for like a month, and that guy's paying me back. Now he sends me 250 bucks of lunch that I took him out for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever it was. And then Uncle Sam
You
hits
get,
me with that. I get
I know.
taxed.
It's
So
crazy.
those people want you to give that much information. So we should require that much more, a lot more information. Who are you? Where did you come from? What are your values? What do you stand for? What did you vote for? Oh, you changed policy or you changed party? That's fine. That's good. But let's see why you changed to the party. Let's find out why you did this, because as the title of this episode suggests, we found some very disturbing things that Julio mentioned a while ago. Julio, and I'll let you take it from here, but I just want to say that when Julio showed me these facts, I was right. I was trying to be. I'm always trying to be that guy where it's like, well, I mean, come on, Julio. The
Yeah.
left are so crazy. They're so crazy that the left is switching over, right? Then a while ago, we showed a representative from who was it? She's
North
running
Carolina.
for North Carolina. We looked at she's not conservative, bro. She's not Republican. You know what I mean? And
Oh, and
him,
by the way, I think she's Somali, I believe.
oh man, on top of that. And see, who cares if she was a descendant of Somalia, right? That has nothing to do with it. If she was born here in the United States, in my opinion, who cares? But what does she vote? What is her policy? What is her plan? What is her intentions, right? Now, I disagree with people like what is that guy that talks bad, has a bad hairdo. He looks like I think he's from India or something like that, and he tried to impeach
Oh,
Trump.
he got a little toupee with the fake
Yeah,
eyebrows. Yeah.
yeah, that guy or Elon Omar. They were not born here. I don't think they should be in Congress. I don't think they should be in the Senate. I don't think they should. No, that is just
They
the
should they,
rules.
they
Go
should
for it.
have at least they should have at least 20-year period as a citizen before they're running for office. I'm just saying,
That's true. That's true
20
because
years.
that's my boy right here, right?
Yeah,
You
but
know,
at least 20 years, it give you time to assimilate. It give you time to be accustomed of this country. And then you have a chance to run for Senate. And that's it. You up to Senate. You go Congress and Senate, and that's it. You not go for president as it stands right now. But at least 20 years to assimilate. But now we have people, brother, we have people that just get a citizenship and the next year or the same year they're running for office and they're not even here 2 or 5 years in this country.
yep.
You know what I mean? And they're not assimilated fully yet. In paper, it did. In paper, they have their citizenship, but they're not fully assimilated to it. They didn't have the time. It takes time to assimilate. It takes probably more than 5 years to assimilate. But these
Or
people are jumping ship, coming over here, getting resources and getting the help, and then at the end, they get the paperwork, they're running for office, and they start chanting, "We hate America," and I don't like
yeah,
that. I don't like that.
that is mm-mm.
We have Rashida
Mm-mm.
Tlaib, we have Ayanna Presley, you have these Elon Omar, basically mocking us every single day. Every time they get on the microphone, is demeaning the Americans, demeaning the American values, and I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of seeing those ladies and males too talking bad about America, but at the same time, they became millionaires over time. And overnight, Ayanna Presley, she got like she got in 2019, something like that. She was like in debt, like $19,000. Now she's worth $1.3 million. Same with Elon Omar, in debt on the whole, $45,000, something like that.
Mm.
Now she's worth more than 30 millions. Like on the salary, which is like 125 to $175,000 a year. Make it make sense. Even though if you save all your money and you don't spend a dime on those 4 years, you probably collected like a $1.1 million. But yet she's worth $30 million. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Mm-mm.
And a lot of these people don't realize it. People that not from this country, people that just came immigrant, especially Muslims. 82 or 89 ran for office last year, and 42 got elected, including Mamdani. Just take a look. Take a look. Dearborn, Michigan. You got Minnesota, Minneapolis. And you have some other countries. You got Ohio. You have New York. They are taking over little by little, and I don't like it. I don't like how this look because let's say they multiply in 2026, 2028. By the time we reach 2030, 2040 elections, they will be controlling more than one third of our seats.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to say as well with this is that these pretend Republicans that are running, they are the new rhinos of the future.
Yeah, let me
So,
show you right
guys,
here.
yeah, look at this. Look at this. So, you got candidates Kate Barr, US House District 14. She switched in November 7, 2025. So again, like when Julio was showing me this, you know, I was thinking more in the sense like, well, the left are giving them grace, but no. Look at these people's track record. Some of these guys were all for the DEI, and what's
Yeah,
crazy is that they are doing this. The wind's blowing this way. Hold on.
yeah.
I had an awakening. I'm a Republican now. I'm a conservative. Vote for me. And because a lot of us, and I'm including me, because I will tell you, I am also guilty of this. Um, I at 1 year I voted Republican throughout the whole thing. I let the machine pick all the Republican candidates. And guess what? The only reason why I did that because it was overwhelming by how many names and how many uh that I couldn't memorize. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna just vote select Republican because I feel like I'm pressured because there's a big line, whatever it is. Well, no, guys, let's not do that. I'm gonna say it
Yep.
again. Get you a little piece of paper, write the people chat GPT the day before you're gonna go vote. Maybe 2 days who you vote. Or as of right now in the primaries, pay attention to the candidates, listen to them, hear them out, find out where they're going locally because they are going to your local areas. And I'll tell you what, every local areas that we've gone, they're empty. All you see are people that are in the higher age bracket. You know what I mean? You don't
Or the
see
inner
people.
circles or friends. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. Because everybody's complacent and they're thinking, well, we'll just go vote. They don't vote in the primaries. But the way the primary works, if there's three candidates trying to get to the same seat, the primaries eliminates two of them. So now you have one guy. And usually the one that has the most funds by, you guessed it, the DNC, the GOP, well, they're gonna push their candidate who they believe that is part of the either the establishment, right? Guess
Yeah.
what? They're the ones that are gonna win that primary because they're the ones with the most funding. They're the ones that bug you in your email and stuff. And then the real candidates, the real candidates don't have that much budget, right? And they're the real heroes, that ones that are trying to, serve serve you and not lead you. And again, um this is alarming, Julio. uh
It is crazy. We have Kate Barr, we have Lakeisha Austin, and we have Letitia Grady and Pamela Askew. These four ladies are from North Carolina alone. This one state they switched from blue to red last year. Unprecedented. That never happened before. All right. Then you move down and you have others that did the same, like Lisa Deaton or Deaton. They got Kelly Van Horn. You got Christopher Wilson and Michaela Joyner, and you have also other
in
people like in
Maryland.
Maryland. You have this guy Ed Hale in South Carolina. You have David Pascoe. Like that's a perfect example of people that switch from the left to the right. And in my opinion, they are just jumping ship because they're seeing a better opportunity. Because I see these as Jeffrey Mead was talking about. They're not even worried about the midterms. They're worrying about the 2028 electoral elections. Midterms is just one step. They're looking at if they don't win or they don't flip any seat in the midterm, if they don't flip any seat and everything's kind of stay the same now, they're going to lose the 2028 by a landslide. They're going to lose it by a landslide, and they know it. And that's why they are panicking when Donald Trump and Tulsi Gabbard have the warrant to go to Fulton County and collect all those boxes, those machines, those tallies, and they gonna go through forensics, and they're
Yep.
gonna go through electronic forensics, and they're gonna find out, and they will find out there were deficiencies and there were uh, inaccuracies on the voting. And believe me, they're gonna get all the cameras too as well of that evening, of that broken pipeline, the water line that broke that at 11 p.m. And then the next
Yep.
day, Trump was losing. He was winning for almost like 80 to 300,000 votes. When we woke up, he was losing for like what 25,000 votes, 80,000 votes. He was losing like
Yeah, he started losing rapidly, dude. It
the
was
next
just
day. I went
mm,
to sleep like, hey, DJT got this in the bag. We good.
me
I,
too.
I woke up
I
and I was like, what? No, 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 no. And
I
then we
even
started seeing
smoked a
everything
cigar.
happening. I know. I was pissed. But you know what? I'm kind of glad that we did, and I'm not at the same time because we were able to see the real face of the Democratic Party. We were able to see what are they capable of and what they are basically so blatantly doing to this country. They're willing to destroy us in order for them to maintain power. I just put it
Yeah.
as it is. They are willing to destroy America and you and me with it just for them to maintain power by importing over 25 to 50 million people in this country in a span of 4 years. If you divide it, you roughly you put in 10 million people per year, which is probably like 9.2 million people per month. Nine, mm, yeah, not 99, like 1.2 million per month. 1.1, 90,000, 900,000 per month. People in this country. It's just it's crazy. It's
It is
crazy how
crazy.
you later allow such of a travesty happen. And let me play this video. This is quite funny because you probably seen this guy on CNN, and he's always bringing their receipts about what is going on in the upcoming election. Just take a listen.
Trends that really should set off a flashing red siren to Democrats nationwide while bringing a big smile to the faces of Republicans nationwide. Why do I say that? Because take a look at the big population gainers versus the last census back in 2020. According to the latest population estimates that take into account the population mid-2025, look at this. The biggest population growth this decade, all five of the states that Donald John Trump won in 2024. Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, and of course the great state of Arizona, where I spent my New Year's Eve. I love those folks out in Prescott, Arizona. These were the biggest gainers. The biggest gainers in terms of population compared to the 2020 census. Now, it's not just a red state boom. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at a red state boom here. But it is not just a red state boom. We're also looking at what I would dare call a blue state depression. Because who are the people? Who and where are the people moving from into the red states? Well, they're blue states. They're blue states. Take a look here. The lowest domestic net migration this decade. All five of the states that were won by Kamala Harris in 2024. Look at this. California, Harris's home state. New York, where I'm coming from right now, of course. Illinois, New Jersey, and of course the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, which is a bastion of blue liberalism. These are the states that folks in the United States are moving away from and into the red states, which is propelling a red state boom. Now, this is interesting, right? But it could also have major political ramifications if it holds for 2030, the next census. Because take a look here. If, in fact, the 2025 population shifts hold for the 2030 census, look at this. Look at the House seat shifts by state. Remember, of course, we apportion the number of House seats depending on the population in each state. If, in fact, the 2025 population shifts hold for 2030, states that Kamala Harris won, they would lose. They would lose 7 seats in the United States House of Representatives. The states that Donald Trump won in 2024, they would gain. They would gain 7 seats. Now, this isn't just about the House of Representatives, right? It's also about the Electoral College, because the number of electoral votes that each state gets is equal to the number of senators. Each state, of course, has 2, plus the number of House seats that they have. So what would this mean for the
Checkmate.
House of Representatives? Well, if you remember back in 2024, right, it was all about, we were talking about the blue wall. If Kamala Harris could win the baseline Democratic states and then add in the blue wall states of Michigan, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, she would get to 270 electoral votes. But if all of a sudden we, in fact, have applying the 2025 estimates, the population estimates, to the Electoral College, the blue states plus the blue wall of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin would no longer be enough. Under the current estimates, you get to exactly 270 electoral votes, the minimum needed to win the Electoral College. If, in fact, you apply the 2025 estimates, look at that. You would only get to 263 electoral votes if you were a Democrat, which would mean a Republican victory. Now, of course, we're still a number of years away from reapportionment, right?
Yeah, that is alarming for them for sure,
That's why
because
they're panicking. That's why they switching from one party to another for personal reason or for the DNC reason. You never know. But I would say it's 50-50. Sometimes they jump boat, they jump the boat just because they want to save their political career. They want to be relevant or they want to have a job. Because most of them Democrats, they they just like they have a degrees in liberal arts and stuff like that. It's not, you know, does not work for anything. But and that's the scene that we're seeing right now. That is what's going on. That's why they are so desperate to keep all these illegals, and that's why they fight into the teeth to keep them in here,
and
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 for no reason.
and you know what, Julio, I'm gonna touch back to this, that guys, who doesn't want, Julio, and just be honest, who doesn't want voter ID when we go vote?
The
What
people
party?
cheat.
What party? But what party has been saying that?
Oh, the Democrats. They've been saying that
Okay.
for since 2020. They've been hating it.
Next question. What cities are not allowed? I mean, just name at least 2. No, you know what? Yeah, name one city that is illegal for a pollster to ask for your ID. Just one. Just think of one. If
Oh,
you can't, I can tell you.
California and Arizona. Yeah,
Okay, so that's a state, but the city. Now, the state, California, that's multiple cities. Would you agree?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And who runs those cities in those states? So, Democratic Party.
The Democratic
Okay.
Party. Yeah.
So if I were to say,
Hmm.
and I went and asked random people all over the country, and I classified it by race, by and come up with this data, and let's just say it's about 3 million apiece from each race. And I get a percentage back. Well, that's what CNN did. And let me show you what this is. And then the next thing I want you guys to think. All right, here you go, Julio. I want you to think about this, because this is, you tell me what you think. Here you go. First. And 3, 2, 1.
Take a look here. Favorite photo ID to vote. 85% of white people favor it, 82% of Latino, 76% of black Americans favor it. So the bottom line is this: voter ID is not controversial in this country. A photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID to be able to vote.
So something of a non.
Take a look here.
So
Favorite
I'm
photo
gonna
ID
pause it
to be
right
to
here
vote.
because I want to keep this in the background, Julio.
Yeah,
So
go
look,
ahead.
85% of white people, they want voter ID. 82% of Latinos want voter ID. 76% of blacks want voter ID. That tells us that all America wants
It's a
voter
mandate.
IDs. Yeah.
It's a
So
mandate.
so wouldn't it be fair? Now I'm gonna take it down because now this question is to you, Julio. And it's to you, Julio, but only because I want this question to be relatable to the viewers. Wouldn't it be safe to say at this point that the party that doesn't want to hear the people are actually the danger to the democracy?
Yeah. They
Well,
don't listen to the people. They just want they want their political. They have the political agenda. They don't listen. I mean, if it like you're right. If they go, the Democrats go out and ask if they want photo ID for the next elections, they will say yes, and they will look like stupids.
yep. So the Save Act, people, the Save Act passed the
Pass
House.
it.
It
Pass the
needs to go
House
to yeah, it needs to go to the Senate. So
217 to
remember,
14.
remember the people, whether they're Republicans, whether Democrats, if they vote against the Safe Act, they're gonna, of course, they're not gonna tell you because of the voter ID, because this is telling these evidence. They're gonna say, "Oh, I didn't like the bill because it said something about, we're spending 35 pennies too much for." The Save the Children Foundation, so I'm not voting for it. They're gonna come up with
Yeah.
some stupid reason. But remember, the people that the senators that do not want to vote for the Safe Act don't want this voter ID, whether Republican or Democrat.
Yeah.
Those two, whoever they are, whoever those senators that decide not to vote for this,
Mm-hmm.
they are the corrupt people. They need to go out. Whether you're and I hope this is something that Democrats would at least agree with us. I hope the TDS don't affect them so much in the brain that they can't think right. I mean, obviously we know that happens. TDS is
It's real.
TDS is a heck of a drug, you know what I mean? Like Dave Chappelle, instead of cocaine, TDS is a hell of a drug. And you got people saying, like Rick James, when he put mud all over Charlie Murphy's couch. What did he say?
Extra couch.
Yeah, he goes, "Hey, yo, couch," and he goes, "No, I never did that." And then like 2 minutes later, yeah, I remember doing that. That's the Democrat right there.
Yeah, pretty much. You sum it up pretty good. And we have to be cognizant of what's going on, and we see it right there. Even CNN, they hate those stats because I like that guy because he brings the facts. He brings whether it's left or the right. He brings the facts. He stay in the middle, and the facts are rounded up. 80% of the country wants voter ID.
Yep,
Simple, and that's a mandate. Once you
that is the
have
mandate.
once you have 51% and up, that's a mandate. That's more than half. So we way over that threshold. So we are like everybody wants voter ID, and they had to abide by it. So if you are Democrat and you want voter ID, and you are in the states that do not require voter ID, call your senator and give him a call, send him an email, and tell him, I want you to vote for yes to voter ID. I want to be transparent. This is not left for the right. This is for the country. This is for us, you and me.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what color you are, if you're independent, Democrat, Republican, or whatever. This is for everybody. This is not affecting you, Democrat. This is affecting us because if we not required photo ID, anybody can vote. Anybody can vote 3 or 4 times in single day.
Yep.
And you think that is fair? You should be one citizen, one vote. That's it.
Exactly. Just
Not
imagine
more, no less.
just imagine all the cheating was coming from the Republican side. You
Oh,
would
they would
want
have won it.
what? Yeah, exactly.
They
But
would
look,
have won it.
let me pull this video back up. I'm not gonna play it, but let me pull this up because I just realized the bottom of the. I mean, maybe you've seen it. I didn't see it, but the bottom tells you who the source of this research came from,
Okay.
and it's telling who it is because this is like one of the stats that every leftist uses. Look at
Mm.
this. Here we go. The Pew Research Center. Dude, that is like the
Oh, they
number one. Dude,
they fried.
you know? So you can't say this is, oh, well, this is biased. Dude, it's the Pew Research. That is like left, bro. You know what I mean?
And they
Uh,
wanted and they want voter ID. Like
that's swallowing this
in
pill.
average,
Swallowing this pill.
in average, 80% of the population want voter ID. That's a mandate. Whether you left or the right, that's a mandate. And that is very, very telling. People want voter ID. People want secure streets. People want safety. People want to have money. People want lower gas, whether you left or the right. People want cheaper groceries. People want their life back. People want to work, not to survive, but to have a good living,
Yep.
whether you left or the right. I don't care.
Yep.
People want a non-livable wage. People want a decent pay, lower prices on goods, and affordability, low interest rates in loans for cars or mortgage, and cheap a home, and good quality home. So people can have a decent pay, taking their kids to college, putting their kids in a good position so they can become better, and our next generation will be a lot better than ours. And that's the whole plan of evolution. We catapulting those children in better position so they can be better than us and take this country better and make it better than we left it. And I don't know why people want to destroy it. I don't know why people want to rob
Me
us.
neither.
I, so I don't get it. And especially our own politicians. If you politicians is robbing you and you know it, and they are guilty as charged, whether from the left or the right, you know what? Vote, do it right. Go in 2026 and vote him out. If you're a Democrat, if you think your party does not represent you, vote him out. Use your vote. Don't go out there and protest. Don't go out there and burn and destroy because you're doing nothing good. You put more strain in our social services. You put more strain in our government.
Which costs more money,
Cost
which
more
makes more
money.
tax.
Just go and vote. Simple as that. Just vote. If you don't like the person, just vote. All right.
And
That's simple.
and you said it just good, Julio. You just go out there and vote, you know? And I and this is one of the issues too, Julio, which I've learned that most of those well, they're not protesting, they're rioting, but most of those guys, they can't even vote anyways. They have criminal records. Some of them are pedophiles. They can't even
I know.
vote. And they're out there rioting, burning the cop cars, burning the windows of
Destroying,
buildings. I mean, breaking windows, I'm sorry. And
robbing.
you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
doing what they are, criminals, and then they can't even vote anyways. It's like,
I just learned today they put in barricades on the streets of Minnesota and Minneapolis.
oh
Like
yeah, dude.
it's
I
like,
seen that.
are we going to the chats control areas, whatever they want to call it?
And
Like, come on, man,
did you see the video I sent you where the police officer, the Minnesota police officer, they didn't even do anything, bro. They're just like, come on,
bro.
guys.
We are
Just
repeating what happened in Portland. Remember in
yeah,
Portland, the chats,
Portland, yeah, Chad. Oh
and
man,
all that stuff. What the police do? They just stand
nothing.
there. They
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 left the
got no
police
weapons,
station. They left the
bro.
police station. They
Weapons
abandoned
were
it,
stolen, radio were stolen, equipment were stolen, and you know what? Nobody was arrested.
and they
Nobody.
didn't and they didn't recover that. Just so you know.
Those weapons are on the streets doing whatever. Gang members probably have them. Sold in the black market. They're probably down in Mexico already.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So this is the stuff that we're dealing with, and we need to fix this right now. And we have a country to save. And if you haven't already, please go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. We post every morning between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning. We post a lot of news, what's going on, and throughout the day we post memes and we post funny stuff at a time. But mostly we post news and to keep you up to date. And just go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Like the page. If you want to subscribe and add a donation a month, it's only 99 cents. For 99 cents, you get all the perks. Just go there, sign up, and we have to figure out because we got some shirts left of the Charlie Kirk, and we want to sell them because we want to bring the next edition of the clothing. But we have, I believe, we have about 50 shirts left, so we're gonna create a discount for those subscribers. So for 99 cents, you get a code. You use that code, and you go to our website, xraypodcast.com, and you can buy a merch for half a price. So we're gonna get that code figure out this week, and we will come up uh, with the code and everything set up. So when you subscribe, we're gonna send that code out to the subscribers. I think we got a few subscribers already. If you subscribe and you're watching this, just stand fast. We're gonna get it ready, and then we're gonna send that code to you via private messages. And we contact you. We're gonna give it to you. So you go to our website and acquire your shirt, and you get a shirt for like $10. And they're good quality shirts. And
Very good quality.
yeah, so you probably get it for $10 or less, including shipping, and they ship out within 24 hours. I have them right here. It's not a third party doing it. So once you order it and go through our system, I print the label and send it to you right away. It's no big deal. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's only 99 cents a month, and you're gonna get a lot of perks. Robert, we are going to say goodbye for this evening. It was a great show today. We really appreciate it. For those who are watching on X, thank you. And those on Rumble, thank you as well. Hey, just go ahead, hit the like button before you go, and we see you guys tomorrow. But before we depart today, I wanted Robert to read the last one with my glasses on. So
It's
go ahead,
good.
Robert.
It
Robert.
says,
Did we read that one already? No, we haven't
"No,
read.
have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go."
Amen.
Joshua 1:9.
Amen to that. So we're gonna see you tomorrow. But before we go, let me play that clip of Dick Tran interview. So you guys, because I
A little
promise you,
see
and I
through.
almost forgot about it. So let me play that clip real quick. Let me find it. It is somewhere on my saved videos. Let me play a local video. This is so great.
And guys, so thank you guys for sticking it with us. All you guys that are from X, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble. Uh,
All right, guys.
here we go.
Here,
Yeah, right
Oh,
here.
Robert with
look at
the
this
X-Ray
handsome
Podcast.
fat
Got
fella.
Julio over there being the camera guy. We're here out here at Magnolia Event Center, listening to all the potential candidates that are running for District 8, Texas. And coming here is Nick Tran. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good,
Good,
good, man. I'm
Robert.
so glad you're out here. You know, I'm not. I'm being biased, but so far, you sound very in a very good
You
spot.
know, I'm not a career politician. I don't have a silver tongue. I still speak with some ahs and ums. But I think people understand that my message comes from the heart and it resonates. And I know if you hadn't looked at my Facebook page, you'll see like the videos and you see like how it's gone viral, which is
Yep.
crazy. I never thought crazy because I speak from my heart and I speak what I truly believe in, which is there's no other country like America.
And I think given the fact that we're at a point right now, thanks to Donald Trump's second term, where we feel like the constituents, have a chance to get our republic back. And when I hear certain candidates, which I'm hoping to ask, and I'm going to ask you that just so it could be fair, how can we guarantee that you're not going to turn rhino or be an undercover Democrat? Because I have those reservations for a specific candidate who I just found out um, someone's been taking a lot of money from the Democratic donors.
Robert, it's a fair question. I think a lot of people ask that. Another question people always ask is like, we had veterans that served before, and what makes you different? So I'll tell you what makes me different. I lost my country to communism. I didn't read that in a book. I know what that's like. I know what it feels like to lose your mother and lose your country, your home, everything to communism. And I see that happening here in the United States. That happens because it starts with socialism and it evolves to communism. And for me, another thing is promises made, promises kept. I made a promise to this country to serve, repay back this country when it saved my life. When I was 5 years old, I came here with nothing. I was rescued after being stranded in the ocean for 3 days. At that moment, I swore I was going to pay this back, our country. And when I was 18, I did. I fought for us not once, not twice, but 3 times. So for me, you make a promise, you keep it. My job, I know in Congress, is not to create more laws, is to reduce some of the laws. We already have enough laws out there that needs to be enforced. The most important thing is to codify President Trump's executive orders because we don't want the next president to reverse those and also bring the power back to the people. As you see, my endorsements don't come from career politicians. I've specifically made sure that my endorsements came from patriots, from warriors, from people in the district because when I get to D.C., that's who I'm going to represent. We the people, not those in D.C. And so I hope that answers the question as far as why I wouldn't be a rhino. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I hate communism.
And just another thing, because I think this is one other thing that I think you voters, because I hear all this patriot of gratitude towards our country, and I feel that every person in service should have this same um, mindset that you have and you share. But the next question that I have is, given the fact that we are not going to have a third term of Donald Trump, and what is your plan to help and support the MAGA movement, I guess, that people say, to help and keep us Americans feel like we have our republic on our control?
The MAGA movement isn't just about one person. President Trump created the movement, but it's the people that keep it alive. It's about putting Americans first. It's very easy. It's like I I know you got to dumb it down sometimes, but like I see a leader of a country like the head of a household. You need to take care of your family first before you take care of little Johnny down the street.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, little Johnny has his own parents. Needs to be taken care of with him. If he doesn't, still need to take care of our family first. America needs to take care of America first. Doesn't mean we stick our head in the sand, but it means if we're going overseas to do things, whatever it is, it has to have direct benefit to America, to Americans.
Wow, that's Nick Tran. Guys, get out of the woodworks and if you're in the 8th district in Texas, which is the Woodlands, Conroe, Magnolia, Montgomery County, Katy,
Waller, Walker.
Waller, come out there, man. And the primaries is very important. And look for Nick Tran.
Yeah, if you don't vote in the primaries, you're a cosigner.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. Even though I'm only representing District 8, I'm really actually representing the whole country because how I vote in the House affects the whole country. So if you're not in my district, you can't vote for me. You can still vote with your pocketbook. So go to nicktranfortexas.com and click Count Me In.
You heard it.
There you have it. You have my friend Robert here doing a great interview, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to Nick, man. He's such a humble
Yep.
guy. It's so easy to talk to him. So hopefully we having him anytime soon via live stream to answer some couple questions. When we get that coordinated, we're gonna we're gonna promote it so people can come remotely, obviously, and ask your questions. If you're here in the Magnolia area and this District 8, you can ask questions directly to him. So thank you so much. We really, really appreciate all your support. Robert, my brother, I see you tomorrow. Same
Yes,
time,
sir.
7,
All right,
7:30
guys.
Central Time. So With that being said, God bless America. God bless our troops. And above all, God bless you. Take care. Have a great evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow.